Start the screen recorder, open winlator, and you'll have this containers that you've got to set up. And I've sent you the settings in the Reddit group. I've just named my container to CM0102 because that's the only place I'll use it, but the container settings, like you showed, will be all in here. So once you go to edit, you can scroll along the various tabs and you'll see all the various bits that you need to get to. Press play on your container, it will start up winlator, and here's your screen here. So without going too much detail on this screen because it needs a bit more in depth, but when I've talked about you needing to mount the items and things, so whatever you download previous with the downloads, this should be your download folder in your phone, and within it you'll have the various downloads. This has got the ISO in, so if you double click on here, you hold the screen once and right click, it'll give you an option to then mount it to the CD drive. So you load ISO mount and then you can set it up through that means. So you obviously then go into your wherever you mounted it to and you set up, double click and usual install. That being said, you've installed that and you've ran the patch and the patcher. So patch there and the patch is there. Run both of them, like I say in the steps in the Reddit video, but all you need to do is just double click this and there you go. And what I'll do is, rather than loading a save game, I'll start you from afresh. So I'm just going to load the minimum settings for now, so it's quickly just press start game and just select my usual, so no attribute masking and the conference in England. Let that load up. That will take usually about 30 seconds to 45 seconds, I believe. You can see the version up here, so version 0.68, so you can see that's been patched to the suitable, reliable early database. Obviously that's a preference for people. My preference is just that it's limited errors and it's just always the version I've always played or discussed online. I've never played with the original database personally. Players like Paeva and Moko, Toto Solo is it? Both absolutely unreal players in the original, but of course you've got the likes of Skalidis, Dunwell, Josh Blake, all in the 68 database. Bit ruined somewhat with the Greeks. So when you're on Samsung, to get the keyboard up, you need to just press the screen with four fingers on the screen, and your keyboard comes up on the left, and then you just type in username, and select the team you want. I went to a Nuneaton Borough game when I was a kid, when I lived down there, so I always select them and play with them pretty much. But there's your game loaded, and let's see if we can find a classic type of player if they've loaded into this database. Don't always. We'll see if Michael's in. He's not in, but you might be able to get Calstrom. He's not in, so the load database isn't finding. But there's good old Alan Shearer. Good old stats. But will Skalidis be in? That's the thing. Did I search for him just then? No Skalidis. No Dukas is there? No. So limited database isn't finding everybody, of course, but you could always find the classic search functions. And one knows that, but then we're going into the different realms there. So school, and you find all the no club players. So James Jones, hi James Jones, but you want to be looking at better players than James Jones. And onwards. And there you go. So it's the game loading up, and I'll just click through a few screens. So when I first originally did this, these screens were not loading properly, so I've had to play around with the settings. But as I've done so, I've managed to get this run pretty smoothly. It's just taking a bit of time, so press OK. And you can see it's fairly quick on the load database setting, and I've patched it to 20 times, so you can see what you're doing. So I'll save it just to show what you can do. I'll just save it under my temp file. close that down, so exit out, and then you've got back in. Again, if you do just, in fact no, we'll leave that for another video, but there you go everyone. Working CM0102 on Samsung S21. I say I can't confirm it work on all Androids, but this is what's worked for me, and it's amazing finding it at work.